Hi, everybody. I'm back from London, where the Mike Jones duo was appearing at the Palladium. Also, Penn and Teller happened to be there for their 50th anniversary. I spent a lot of time promoting the Stereo Image podcast over there. I'm pretty sure that half the Isle of Britain will be listening pretty soon. In the meantime, this week we got Piff the Magic Dragon and his wonderful partner, Jade Simone, the incredible showgirl. I've known Piff and Jade for, 10 years, something like that. More than that, probably. I saw him when he, as we say here, first got off the boat. And he's absolutely hilarious. He's hysterical. She's hysterical. Her dad was a jazz drummer. And he talk a lot about music, and it's pretty much a free-for-all. The brains behind the operation here at the Stereo Image, Jen, every time she sees their show, she just said she laughs until she cries. So if you're ever in Vegas, definitely see Piff the Magic Dragon right after you see Penn and Teller and the Mike Jones duo. This episode was really interesting because Piff talks a lot about how he loves depressing female singers. And I guess AI is coming for my job. So tune in, and I hope you like it. That's this week on the Stereo Image.
Ready? Welcome to Jonesy's podcast, starring me, Piff the Magic Dragon, Jade Simone, and possibly Jonesy. Hello, Jonesy.
Well, it's so nice of you to have me on my own podcast.
Thank you for being here.
This is the first remote podcast of the Stereo Image.
Where do you normally do them?
I normally do them in my house. Over the Zoom.
Oh, you do it over Zoom?
Well, it's not really Zoom. It's Riverside FM, which is a higher quality Zoom.
Yeah, the internet killed me in the pandemic. I don't want to do any Zooms ever again.
I understand that. And it's much better to smell you in person.
Well, I offered to come to your house and sit next to you on your piano.
You did. And
apparently
unfortunately,
you weren't interested.
No, I was very interested, but we lack the technology.
What technology?
We don't.
Screaming cats.
No, we don't have enough cameras to do something.
One camera. It would have been one. As we discussed, it would have been one camera.
Well, you'd have to talk to my producer, Jen, because she.
Jen, what happened?
Jen's
not speaking.
Well, I can tell you, Jen told me. Jen says the reason we don't do it there is based on the fact they're wrangling screaming cats.
Oh,
That's why I screamed screaming cats.
There is screaming cats.
How many cats do you have now?
Sadly, I'm now down to one.
Oh, okay. So cat.
Dave
Singular.
had to go a couple weeks ago.
He had to go?
Well, he got kidney disease.
He got sick and you had to put him down. Oh,
and,
worst.
Yeah, it was. But it's not like I haven't had practice.
Yeah, right.
Because I started out with 5 cats and a dog, and now I have 1 cat left.
I don't think you're a very good pet owner, Jonesy.
Well, he was 20 years old.
Well,
I mean, that's pretty good for a cat.
That's pretty good.
And of course, Ella, who's still around, is 23 years old.
Oh, so you have 2 things left?
No, she's the one that's still around. She's 23.
Okay, got it.
Dave
she's
was
23. Wow.
21 almost.
Why aren't you getting new blood?
Because I would like to actually be able to leave the house for once in my life.
So you're killing them off?
I'm not killing them off. What I'm doing is I'm killing them with kindness. I give them every amount of food they could possibly eat. My fucking cat has a Bellagio buffet. She's 1 cat.
Do they have a buffet at the Bellagio?
Not anymore. That's why it's at my house now.
Yeah, right, for your cat.
But she's 1 cat. She weighs like 6 pounds, and she has 4 different kinds of food out at any one time because she can't decide.
Meow.
Crab legs.
Can I come live there? Meow.
It's when Dave went, I didn't want her to be freaked out because she's the first time she's the only cat in the house.
Right.
And so I wanted to keep things sort of the same as they were, food-wise and schedule-wise, so that she wouldn't be too freaked out. But she's named after Ella Fitzgerald. All my cats were named after jazz musicians. And she screams at the top of her lungs at like 3, 4 in the morning, like she's dying, for no reason.
That's weird.
And I run out of the bedroom, and she's just sitting there.
Oh, I think your house is haunted.
Animal Planet used to have a haunted house, a haunted pets thing.
Oh, well, have pets like when they freak out and nobody in the room.
Yeah. They didn't. I guess nobody at the Animal Planet realized that sometimes animals do that. But anyhow, enough about this.
What you didn't realize was that your house is haunted.
Well, I hope so. But I don't really care. I don't think any houses that were built in this century can be haunted.
I agree. Yeah.
It's Vegas. However, we want to talk about shit that we actually came here to talk about. Well, Jen is looking at me like,
Jen's
get to
like,
the
can
topic.
Jonesy and I
on?
do. Jonesy and I do.
Yes. Well, we both do, because I have a feeling Piff's taste in music is almost exactly
Eclectic.
my own.
Eclectic.
To say the least.
Yeah.
So let's start right there. What do you listen to nowadays?
Right now, I feel like I'm in a good place for this podcast.
Good.
Because I'm listening to a lot of David Byrne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very good.
He's just got a new album out.
Oh, I did not know that.
But also, because I listen to Spotify, so you know that like this is name of artist playlist that they do,
right?
Where they just have every song they ever wrote. I'm listening to that, and I got into a few of the older ones as well.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, I saw his show.
At the Smith Center, right?
Yeah.
We saw it on Broadway. Jade and I.
Oh, great! Yeah, it was amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I loved it.
But when you were over, and by the way, I in case anyone hadn't noticed, Piff's not from around here. With that accent, I think Oklahoma.
Yep.
But when you were growing up in Great Britain, as they like to call it, what did you listen to then? I mean,
I listened to a bunch of things. I was a big U2 fan when I was a kid, which I know that you are also.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Oh, I've got none of their records.
Yeah. Penn knows every single song off by heart.
I think he does. I think that Bono, as I call him.
Bono?
Yeah. Is it Bono or Bono?
I think it's supposed to be Bono, but why can't you say Bono?
I can.
You can.
It's my
you
American
should.
accent. And
there used to be a dog food called Bonio.
Bonio? Oh.
Bonio, yeah.
Well, I remember they played the channel in Boston back in the early 80s before they got really, really famous. And I saw them and I thought, these guys are pretty good. And then they got to be the most self-pretentious and important people I've ever... Well, he did. And I sort of lost interest right around the Unforgettable Fire years.
That's when I had an advantage because I was 7 at that point.
Yeah.
So I got into them when they did all their Achtung Baby album, the Zeropa tour, all of that weird like irony and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I had a terrifying realization the other day because I read Bono's autobiography, which is great. It's really funny. It's really well written, and I really enjoyed it. And there was some story about him playing that concert that they did a Zoo TV concert that they filmed and they put out. I don't know when, 90 something, and it was one of my favorite concert movies. I loved it. And I was reading this thing, and he was like 33 at the time.
Really?
And when I was reading this book, I was like 44 or 43, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of far behind. I should be playing stadiums by now.
Imagine how I feel.
Oh, we're not going to catch him
because I'm older than you by a lot.
Right.
And I haven't sold out a stadium yet.
All this stuff that I was listening to later on, when I was at school and getting ready to go to college, that period, they were like 35.
Yeah.
And I thought that was that they were like 50 at that point.
Right. No, it's like when Zeppelin broke up, I just thought they were retiring from old age.
Right.
Because I had listened to them my whole life from the time I was, 10 until 20, that span. And I thought they'd been there forever. And like the Rolling Stones. Well, the Rolling Stones have been there forever.
But we saw the Elvis movie. You remember that? The Baz Luhrmann movie?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember it because I didn't see it. But
it was really good.
I'm aware of it. Sure.
And at the end of it, they say, he died. And he was like 42.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's 42?
He looked so good.
Oh my God!
But
I've got to do some things, Jonesy.
well, me too. I as I often say, I want to make it while I can still eat solid food.
Yeah.
That
was Rodney Dangerfield's thing. Was that he felt very resentful he didn't make it until later on in life.
Yeah, but he did. I mean,
he made it, but he was
I think
pissed.
he was was he like in his 50s when Caddyshack came out?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had a few good years.
He did have a few good years, but he didn't appreciate them.
Yeah. Penn
I think he had very bad
management.
No, manic depression.
Oh,
I'm not sure
yeah.
manic, or it could just been just depression.
Yeah.
Might not be manic.
Right.
But yeah, he was very annoyed that he didn't do things.
Well, he made it out okay, but I know I as I said to Jen many times, I'll be one of those guys. They'll give me my pudding and they'll push me out in a wheelchair and it'll be like 95-year-old jazz piano player Mike Jones, and I'll be.
I hope I check out before then.
Oh, not me.
Really?
I want to make it to 100 to break even.
You kidding?
No.
I'm like 67. I'm out. Peace out.
Shit. You wait till you get to my age, you won't be saying that. But
no, I'm dead. That's why I won't be saying it.
I just turned 63, so
yes, you got four good years.
Four
left.
good years left. Well, there
You've done
go.
it. You've done it all right. You played Radio City the other day.
Yeah, it's true. I've got like 18 CDs out.
You're about to go and play the Palladium. In London.
Yeah, I'm excited about all that stuff. But more importantly, we have been completely neglecting the lovely and talented Jade Simone.
Oh, that is fine. I know how this works. When the boys get gabbing, you smile, you nod, and you stay out of the way.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. Well, you had a much more musical upbringing than
An
our
insane
friend here.
upbringing, actually.
But tell us a little bit about.
Jay's the one you want on the podcast.
Well. Yeah, but,
all you've got right now is me, who likes you too.
Well, yeah, but you must like other things.
David Byrne.
No, you do. He does like it. Sometimes, you're.
I like a lot. I like a lot of female songwriters.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Boy,
and very sad ones.
I love it.
Very
really?
sad
Very
ones.
sad ones.
Very sad female songwriters
I love
that were
acoustic
like
guitar.
full on depression to where I go to the other side of the house and slam the door shut because I literally just start crying in a corner in a baby thimble.
Laura Marling?
It's
Laura Marling?
just a lot.
I'm a big Laura Marling fan. If you're listening, Laura.
I hope Laura's listening.
Keep up the good work.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Stephen Northam.
I have no point of reference.
Have you gotten depressed yet? Because if he keeps going, you will. You'll be very depressed.
But look, Jade. Yeah. So let's just to clear things up.
Yes.
I am on a podcast about music with really nothing.
Right.
Nothing to give.
However,
but Jade has got a lot to give.
Well, good, and we'll get it. We'll take it all from her.
We're getting.
Right.
We'll interject when we feel like it needs to get back on path, so the person that has to edit this does not kill everybody.
Oh no, it's fine.
There's no editing in this. It's all been gone.
The music, the talking with music, talking with creative people about the music that they like is just the door opener. You know what I mean? It's just more talking with interesting people. And you certainly are interesting. But I do want to ask Jade about, because she's got some jazz chops, jazz listening chops that are important to me as an erstwhile jazz musician.
Yes. Well, you actually had quite a good time. You didn't get to spend the time you wanted, but I inherited my dad's Insane Jazz album collection.
Oh, yes.
And you came over to the house, and you and Jen and went through everything and looked at
everything.
it. Not everything, but at least one crate of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty much thrusted out of the womb listening to jazz. Like, my dad was a jazz drummer who toured all over the U.S. And he was the style of jazz drummer that would be more like, get those phone calls. Can you fill in? Can you fill in? Can you fill in? He never really stayed steady on one band or with one artist or anything, and he would fill in and did some studio work, but he was a lover, and it just
where'd you grow up?
So in Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
so in Dallas,
hotbed of jazz.
A lot of jazz in Dallas. A lot of jazz. There was a one of the clubs there was Strictly Taboo, which would be, mainly jazz music there. And then, of course, I grew up listening to everything, but my dad would tell me about the Blue Note up in New York.
Right,
and then what do you have? What is it in Chicago? The Green Mill.
Green Mill, sure.
Green Mill in Chicago. And my dad would literally quiz me about who was the best jazz album of this time? Who's the best jazz singer of this time?
Oh,
and
nice.
all in our house constantly would always be some sort of jazz in whatever era he was in at the time. So
Seems really annoying.
it was only annoying when he would break out his drumsticks and decide that it was funny to play them on your head.
Oh,
he
Jesus.
would be like, "Are you
that
awake for
explains a lot.
breakfast?" Or you'd get the drumsticks lightly on, your upper shoulder. Time to get up for school. And I'm like, "Is everything going to be a paradiddle today?"
Wow, wouldn't
Yeah.
that be fun?
Yeah.
Well,
It was interesting.
But you listened. So you got a lot of listening in.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorite musicians or singers when you were a kid? Besides,
So as growing up, of course, there was a lot of Miles Davis in the house. There was a lot of Brubeck.
Yep.
Then very first jazz dance competition, being a dancer, I danced to Chuck Mangione. That Primal Scream was my first
Sure.
dance competition. There was a lot of the female jazz singers, some feel like you've got Ella and you've got Nina Simone, and you've got Sarah Vaughan, and
Yep,
you've got all the female jazz singers, and you have your male jazz, so it was such a wide variance to the point of this, even Manhattan Transfer was there.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
I had so much music
Wow.
growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know myself that Miles was in many, many people's houses. I mean, Kind of Blue was one of the biggest selling albums.
I was going to say
of all
that
time.
isn't that
But-
still to this day the best-selling jazz album of all time?
I think it may have been surpassed in recent years.
Okay.
And believe it or not, I know. I think I know who surpassed it.
Who surpassed
And
it?
it's been surpassed twice. Once by, I believe, Diana Krall.
Okay, Diana
But-
Krall is amazing.
Who's
Yes.
what's her name? Now I can't think of her name. Ravi Shankar's daughter, which I'm sure you know.
Nora Jones.
Nora Jones
Yeah.
has now the best-selling jazz album in history.
That's
How
amazing.
about that for knowledge?
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a guy
I'm
that
proud
likes
of
you
you.
too.
You kinda know.
You too, guy pulls out Nora Jones.
I know.
Well, you know why? Because she recorded a really depressing song that he probably
There you
liked.
go.
love
See?
it.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
depressing. Very
Yeah,
depressing.
it was all about fireplaces or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, fireplaces and a broken wine bottle.
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky enough to look through your dad's collection, and
We gotta get
it's-
rid of it,
It's
Jonesy.
vast. I know. Well, the guy the gentleman that wants to I would trust to buy
Yeah.
it and give you a
Yeah.
good deal on it has just been having health problems, and he's up in Denver and he can't get down to look at it. But
that's
he
okay.
just said to me last night, I really have to get to Vegas because he owns the record label that I record for, Capri Records.
Right.
And the record that I did with Jeff Hamilton and Penn called Are You Sure You Three Guys Know What You're Doing?
Which I loved, but I almost got myself into a very sticky situation
Why is that?
because Penn sent it to me.
Uh-huh.
You recorded it during the pandemic, right?
When was it? No.
Oh, so no.
So
So
past the
after.
oh, but
we
I
have
think,
it at the house.
I think of that as a pandemic because we were still doing all the
Sure.
weird
Yeah.
shows. But so anyway, I listened to it, and one of the tracks I loved, and I very almost wrote to Penn and said, "Oh, this album's great, but track whatever it was, 7, whatever it was, is fantastic, and it's the only one he's not on."
Oh dear. Well,
oh, goodness.
well,
Dodge that bullet.
yeah, I'm sorry. But anyhow, I had. Tom is also a record collector and a record dealer, and so
Right.
that's why. So he, of course, wanted an album signed by all three of us
Right.
because we did the vinyl albums, and also the one that we did before that with the show before the show. He wanted Penn and Teller's and Silverman's signature on it, and mine too, I guess. So I have those LPs at my house, and I won't mail them to him
because I don't want to go out and buy a special box and
Yeah, right.
deal with
No,
it.
he has
so
to
I
come
kept
to
saying,
Vegas.
Yeah, I said,
He has to come to Vegas.
So he just said to me last night, he said, I guess you're not going to send those records to me. I'll have to come to Vegas. And I want him to come because he hasn't seen the show in 10 years. And
Penn and Teller show.
yeah. And
There's been some
Amazing.
changes.
a few, yeah.
Do you remember the show 10 years ago, by the way?
I don't remember the show 10 weeks ago.
Oh, I can tell you the show 10 years ago.
Really?
Selfish was the opener.
Yeah.
Psychic Comedian.
Oh my God.
The photo trick with the big hot air bag
Oh yeah.
was in there. Cowboy.
Oh, Cowboy.
Shadows. The Bull.
Wow.
The Fish.
Yeah.
And it ended with the bullet catch.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
there's probably like another 2 or 3 tricks in there that I can't remember.
That's amazing.
It was killer.
Well, you know what's
Crazy.
funny is like a trick that I think has been in the show for a year or so. Zeke
Right.
will say, it's been in for 6 years.
Right.
You know? And I mean, but since Fool Us, nothing's been in for 6 years except Fish.
Fish, yeah.
I mean, they change it so much that
It's surprising to me Teller doesn't keep Shadows in.
you know, it is because it's such a favorite,
Right.
but they only took it out because they needed room to try other shit out
I know,
before they
but
did it on
it's
television.
But they kept the Fish.
But yeah, he likes
The
the
Fish is
because
great.
you know, and the difference is Shadows is just him. Fish has audience.
Right.
So
The Fish is such a good bit.
it is.
I was surprised they didn't do Shadows at Radio City.
I was a little too.
Yeah, because
but I
it's
think
such an
that it was-
iconic
But they've
moment
done it all
with
over.
Teller.
I guess they
think the
did it all
tech-
over Broadway and.
Yeah, but also the tech to do it would have probably cost him another 20
yeah,
grand.
that's
right.
true. That's
But
true.
but it's yeah. But anyhow, no. The show is it's amazing how much it changes. And well, I mean, what is 12, 13 years of Fool Us, 10 new tricks a year. You know, minimum. Sometimes 13, 14 new tricks
Crazy.
a year. I mean, who's written that much material in their entire career?
Nobody.
Penn and Teller.
No, they've written the
That's
most
it.
magic
yeah.
of all time.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
some of it's good.
I mean, Copperfield has a lot of material from the special from it because he did how many special 12,
Yeah.
one a year.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of
That
material.
was, yeah. Well, what's amazing is this is totally off the subject, and Jen will probably cut it, but we were watching The Americans, this television show it was on FX, and it's about sleeper agents in
Okay.
the 80s
Yeah.
in America, Russian sleeper agents and their family. And the Copperfield special, when he disappeaed the Statue of Liberty, was part of the plot.
Oh, right.
It was really
That's
funny.
hysterical. I was going to say, were they all jazz artists?
No. And but anyhow, so you grew up listening to that. And you grew up dancing.
Grew up dancing,
and-
grew up in Dallas. Yeah, went
And
to a
when-
performing arts high school, everything. Yeah.
When did you get to Vegas?
I got to Vegas now. Actually, someone asked me that this morning, and I had to think for a second because I would come in and out of Vegas all the time. So I think now it's been a solid, let's 11, so 12, 13, 14, 15, at least 16 years now.
Wow.
A solid 16 years.
Yeah.
And I would start coming, when I was coming in and out of Vegas, was to MC and host events. And like I would come in for bar and nightclub. I'd come in for CES. I'd come in and I would always get booked by like IBM or someone
Right.
to be their MC or their host of their event or award shows for the evening. And,
Sure.
you know, so I just kept flying from the East Coast to here, the East Coast to here. And I finally said, enough's enough, and planted my feet down, crossed my fingers, and got through it. And then all of a sudden I met a dragon, and
Sure.
I'm here.
It
But
happened.
that was a while after you'd been here, though, wasn't
Yeah, I
it?
was here for at least 4.5 years
Wow.
by the time I met the dragon.
And
Yeah.
you've been here how long now?
11 years?
11 years.
No,
this will be
longer.
12.
No.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 in November.
Wow.
Yeah, because we will celebrate our 11-year anniversary in December.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. They said it wouldn't last.
I know. That's
Um,
what the therapist said.
I mean, we all bet. I mean, there was a big bet going around Penn and Teller. No, I'm kidding. Everybody loves both of you. I have this real strong recollection of driving over with timbre to the big gig at the Aria.
The Cosmo?
Yeah, the Cosmo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, what
for
year was
Rose
that?
Rabbit Lie.
Rose Rabbit
Yeah.
Line
Yes.
that opened New Year's Eve 2013.
2013. Wow.
So really, it was 2014.
Yeah.
and it lasted January through July.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a drummer friend that moved here for the gig.
Who was that, Mike?
No, Russ Gold.
Oh,
He came in for the gig with timbre, and the show closed like the next week.
oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
But
What did he do?
huh?
What did he do? Did he stay?
No, he lives in San Francisco. He's very successful. He's the drummer for American Repertory Theater, all their
Oh,
productions.
Right.
cool.
I've known him since Berkeley, but it was hysterical. He's like, oh yeah, I'll move out here. I'll get an apartment and we'll see how it goes. And then a week later it closed.
Yeah.
That's Vegas for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, so you obviously, we know your origin story. Going back to the Penn and Teller year, the Penn and Teller British production of
There are two
Full
amazing
House.
things with Penn. Like the two sort of like tentpole moments that for me with Penn and Teller are that first episode
Right.
when I thought I didn't fool them, so I thought I'd bombed,
Oh man.
and then the production company shoved me in a taxi home, in a cab home, and I was like, well, that didn't go very well. And then, obviously it like transformed my life. And then the second one was when we did Piff and Pop
Right.
on the CW Fool Us episode.
Right.
And not only was Penn in a dragon outfit, but Teller was in a full Squire outfit.
Right.
And he was directing the bit for the audio, for the cameras and shouting at all these people to get in the right places. And my manager turned around to me and said, how did you do this? How did this happen?
Right. You've got
Two of the greatest, probably the greatest magicians in all of history.
Right. One of them's in a dragon costume.
One of them
And
is my
happy as
Squire.
shit to be in.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
happy.
I have never seen Penn so excited.
Yeah.
I'll tell you from my point of view, two things that were when you appeared on Fool Us. I was talking to Penn that day or the day after, and he said, "We've seen the greatest act in show business history," and he was being genuine about it. I mean, and he's seen some shit, but they were both just fucking over the moon at you when they met you, as evidenced by the fact that you have a career.
And there's still arguments when okay, maybe not arguments, very heavily discussions about whether he truly folded
No, there's
at
no
that
argument.
moment.
I say
or
no.
you say one thing and Penn says another.
Penn says I fooled them.
Right.
I say I didn't.
I
Yeah.
don't remember I don't remember him saying you fooled him. I remember him saying you were just great. And
Yeah, I didn't fool them.
I didn't think. I think he
But
might have
Penn's-
said they didn't fool us, but he's the greatest
What happened
thing we've ever
was,
seen.
what happened was, I fooled Teller at the time of the judging.
Right.
Penn said, "Okay, well, let's just, I'll just have a guess."
Right.
Penn started talking and said something that I couldn't 100% disagree with, and then Teller was like, "Wait a second," and then so Teller figured most of it out at that moment.
Right.
But Penn said afterwards that he should have just, said, "Oh, I fooled them."
Yeah.
But I always like a little bit of failure in the success.
Well, I've had plenty of that.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's like a seasoning.
Right. No, it really. I mean, Penn just loves that dragon costume. He just wants to wear it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's almost as sick as you. But I think it's important.
It's on the way to London.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
he's
doing.
going to be wearing
Yeah,
it
you're
quite
going to
a
do the
bit.
tour, right?
When's this releasing?
October.
Oh yeah, so this will be announced by then.
Oh.
So we're doing the Piff and Pop Magic Shop tour.
Yes.
Next year in the UK.
September 26th.
Nice. You know who needs it? You know who needs to be there?
Who? You.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need music in your dragon's lair.
Well, you know who
Piff
to
Cave.
talk to, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Our manager.
Yes, our manager.
Yeah.
Well, I'll certainly pitch that to him, but if it comes from the artist, he'll be more
No,
impressed.
I think you're strong enough without me.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure I am. Notice our manager hasn't taken me on as a personal client.
I'll just say to Glenn, Jonesy asked what? Wasn't aware he was going to do that. That's a bit. It's a bit forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I
It's a
just
bit
say,
presuming.
"Oh my God, I'm so excited about next year. Jonesy's playing? Is he opening?
Yeah, there
like,
you
What are
go.
we
That's
doing?
what we want to hear.
Yeah, see, that's how you do it.
That's
Like,
right.
is Jonesy
That's
playing, right?
I think there's
Yeah.
only enough money in the bank for one other character.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he's staring at me heavily.
So,
It's I know the magic.
Well, I can get in the showgirl costume. if
oh,
I
there
have
you
to.
go.
Oh,
Perfect.
honey, I'll fit you in that
but,
showgirl
yeah,
costume in a
absolutely.
heartbeat. I will pad you. I will pull you back, put you a
There you
wig
go.
on, eyelashes. Jim will never be happier.
And they wonder why I haven't made it in this business.
It's all about the bump, the push, and the hump.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I've got one of those.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one. So, anyhow, you use magic. You use music. I'm trying to. I don't even know why I'm bothering.
What are you trying to do?
We use
I'm trying to bring
music
it back
in
to
our
music.
show
Yes, I want to
heavily.
talk a little bit about the delightful musical choices you have in your show.
Yeah, we open to Nora Jones.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of Laura Marling in the middle.
Any waif,
and then we
wailing?
close with the unforgettable fire.
Nice. That's
my
the
gosh.
perfect
Yeah, I
lineup.
use music now. These days, I tend to use more Pond 5 style music. What do you call that? Royalty free, you know.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because we shot a special a few years ago,
Right.
and getting the
The rights.
rights for things, everything
It's
was a
insane.
nightmare. It was
It's-
a nightmare.
Well, we just finished. Jen, who just we just finished a documentary on swing, and jazz.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Yeah.
it's about an hour long, and I think it's good, even though I'm in it. We're talking to a lot of drummers and a lot of musicians about
Yeah.
the concept of what they listen for and all this stuff, and the idea of if we wanted to just use the music that we would like to display or to portray these things, you're talking high six figures, and that's what the guy that did you ever see that movie? Either of you guys see the movie about the sessions musicians?
Oh yes.
Yes.
What was that called?
Yes.
Something breaker, hit maker. What was it called?
Oh shoot! Tommy Tedesco's son made it.
The Destroyers.
What would it was the name of the group?
Yeah.
They called the musicians.
the Destructors.
I'll
the
get it.
Demolition Crew.
No,
Wasn't it?
Wow! Hold on.
The Wrecking
Wrecking
Crew.
There it is. Our crack team have.
Oh, so good.
But anyways, it's a great movie. Do you know? I saw it at Penn's house.
I saw it at Penn's house.
Well, we saw it together, and he was trying to get money so he could pay the rights, and he couldn't because it was millions of dollars to get the rights to all these hit songs. So what happened was, I guess that he got some special educational dispensation from ASCAP and BMI to allow the music to appear in the movie.
Oh, so they did release it.
Yeah, it's been out. It's streaming.
Yeah.
You can see it anytime.
Yeah, it's really
good.
great, that movie.
But we were talking music rights money and the music that he uses in his show.
Yeah, I don't think I would qualify for that
Educational?
dispensation.
I don't
No.
know. There's a lot. You learn a lot watching your show. But
yeah, I use music a lot, and there is a few tracks that you can't replace because that's the joke.
well, and also, but you're covered by like the. I don't.
Well,
I've got it
here, yeah,
you're
we
covered
have
here, right?
Well, yeah, we pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. All the stuff that Penn and I play before the standards that we play before
Right.
in the pre-show, it's all covered by the blanket license.
Yeah, but when it comes to putting that on tape,
Oh yeah, that they get ugly.
but do you know Andy, or you knew Andy
knew
Paley,
Andy
right?
Paley, yeah.
Yeah. So he did
Very
the
sad.
music for our special.
Right, I
And
remember
he was
that.
fantastic.
I met him down here in your dressing room. I met him. I saw him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
I love it. I loved him to bits. He was.
Yeah,
yeah.
and a great composer.
Yeah.
I mean, really could just grasp an idea and turn it into what it needed to be.
Oh, do you know what we
No?
had to do the other day?
What?
Let me see if I can find it.
Uh-oh.
So we had, one of the things Andy did was like a Hallelujah chorus, but instead of Hallelujah, it was Piff the Magic Dragon.
Oh, wow.
That's one of which I can probably find
Which
right
was
now.
the one we used in New York when we played
I'm gonna show you. Now.
where we the after party was after Radio City.
Oh, right, so 54 Below.
Yeah, so we played 54 Below, and we had singers on the stage and a piano player, and we were performing our show with them live. Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. So let's just listen one more time. Just like soak it in. You hear the drums at the end and everything?
I do.
So the other day, we did a reading of a musical that I've written.
You've written?
Yeah.
You wrote a musical?
Yeah.
And we've done a reading of it at the New Play Arts Festival down in South Carolina for 2 nights.
Got a big standing ovation.
Yes.
Really?
Both nights.
Really? And
It was. I was more surprised than anyone.
well, not more surprised than me.
As part of
Who's
it,
writing the music for this musical?
who wrote it?
Oh, you've already written the music.
It's past tense. The music was written by a fantastic composer called Matt Schatz,
Oh,
and he did a great job.
well, how long have you harbored these disgusting
This
feelings
has
of
been
a musical?
8 years
8
in the
years.
making.
Jesus, thank God you kept it from me.
Yeah, I do, thank God.
Well, good.
So remember that Hallelujah? So I needed a version of that track, but with Jade.
Uh-huh.
So guess what AI did?
Oh, no kidding.
AI created me the most amazing song.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
We're all dead.
We're all dead.
I might
AI's
as well
coming.
just give it up.
AI is
We're
coming.
all dead, lads. That is it.
See, now my 90s will be them pushing me out in my wheelchair after having some pudding to punch a button on a computer for the AI to play how I used to play. Oh my God.
Honestly, that's better than Andy's.
Well, I have to. I didn't. It's amazing.
It is.
Do you want to hear something really crazy?
What?
I am now performing in our All-Star show to an amazing number that AI put together for my dance solo.
Oh Jesus! This is
So this
really
is
scary.
so this
shit.
is and this is. I'm going to play you the. There's an EDM version,
Oh boy!
but I'm going to play you.
You know how to read me.
I'm going to play you the I'm not sure what style it is, but it's very trumpety. So Alex, the producer, just wrote a bunch of information, and I think maybe said like Google Piff the Mad Dragon and find out stuff to AI as well. And this is what we have.
And then create a song, a dance song.
Piff the Magic Dragon lived in Vegas lights with Mr. Piffles in tow and sequin green delights. They charmed the crowds on AGT with cards and deep pan flair while Dragon soared and Piffy roared in Vegas desert air. He strolled out on that TV stage with swagger and some sass. A grumpy face, a dog in cape, he won the world en masse. Though Simon raised a doubtful brow, the crowd began to roar, and Piff with Piffles stole the show and their star began to soar. Piff the Magic Dragon rules the Vegas scene. 10 full years of flamingo in a scaly green. Piff the Magic Dragon with jokes both dry and bold, and Mr. Piffles in tow in costumes trimmed with gold.
This is
Now
astonishing.
comes All Star Vegas, a tour that's full of flair with showbiz cows and dazzling acts. Their magic everywhere. From coast to coast, the laughter rolls. Illusions never end. For dragons, dogs, and Vegas stars are on the road again. Yes, Piff the Magic Dragon, still grumpy as can be, is slaying stages nationwide with pure absurdity. Piff the Magic Dragon, a legend on the rise with Mr. Piffles and his sidekick Piffles in disguise. And now it's time for the second half. We hope you peed and refilled your drink, though probably not at the same time. Though that is Piff's why as king, this opening number will soon be over. Jade is on the verge of a heart attack, so please put your hands together and welcome Piff and his crew.
But that's not the version I'm doing.
What have you got to say about that?
I'm almost speechless.
Scared?
Yeah.
Well, not scared because it's over for me.
Yeah, you've only got 4 years till death.
Yeah.
Right. I'll be dead in 4 years, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
But so you're telling me that was completely put together by AI?
Yeah.
Yes.
With a singer who's never going to get a royalty.
Who doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. This is, and he's good
Yeah.
and in tune,
Yeah.
unlike most singers.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
The Jade, when I managed to recreate the Jade Simone Hallelujah chorus, I was very freaked out.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, because it started like Alex put it through something and it just sounded all tinny. It was interesting, and then we just found this new program called Suno, and we put it through that, and it just came out like that. And I was like,
have
"This
like
is
3 or 4
unbelievable."
versions of that.
Yeah, that's like an EDM one. Jay's doing a big dance to the EDM version.
Yeah, I'm doing the EDM version
It's-
because I'm doing a laser light show.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's that's all you hear is talk of Hollywood writers worried about the AI taking over their jobs, and musicians are always like, oh well, they're never going to get the subtleties. And that sounds, you couldn't hire somebody to come up with a more perfect, the feel, everything is great. It's
That's the thing, and the other thing is, it's like to improve it, you would have to spend so much money.
Oh, yeah,
and to say, okay, can you like?
But I mean.
I know, but I understand that's AI, and I'm going to interject here because I know Josie keeps going, oh, I'm fucked. But do you not feel, though, I understand, it being AI, there's still that need for the artist. And you're not going to go and watch a video screen. You want to watch an artist perform live and be sucked in by the moments and the core memories.
Not listening.
I don't want to watch a video.
But not listening to it under these conditions on a phone where it's just holy shit that just happened. If you did a critical listening to it, you would say, the background band could be more human sounding and things like that. But for what it is astonishing.
This
is the thing. That's what I'm saying. You could give that to a composer, and they could bring in all the musicians, and they could tweak it and get it like 20% better, 30% better, whatever.
Right.
But this thing is, it's at that level right now, which is mind blowing.
It's perfectly acceptable and better than most stuff that you would hire a guy to say, I need you to write a tune about. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't be as good, and it wouldn't be as funny, and. It's pretty astonishing. I mean, I don't really think that it will replace real musicians because
I think the collaboration is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
Because even for Alex and I, we worked in that song with AI. We had a lot of input, to tweak it and all this sort of stuff.
It's amazing.
But
I'm impressed.
We wouldn't be able to do anything remotely like that on us.
Well, no, that's the thing is you're ignorant.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean as a human being. I mean, as a musician, you have no training. You have you don't know what a major scale is.
No.
And you sit down with a guy that knows obviously more than you, but that comes out. It's really impressive.
I'm the most knowledgeable one doing that.
Well, I didn't want to insult Alex, but
we know nothing, and and if people, I know slightly more of nothing than Alex when it comes to AI music.
Wow.
But still nothing. Right.
And I think that if real, I mean, I'm getting a little philosophical here, but I think that if real musicians, real composers, like 20th century composers and stuff, start to embrace some of the ideas that are in that, it could develop into an insane thing in the next few years.
That's what I'm saying. I think that there's an amazing opportunity for a collaboration,
right?
And there's also a danger of everything goes away.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't think everything will go away because there will still be Luddites like myself that want to. You can tell one guitar player's touch on a fretboard than another's, and AI can simulate it. But as Jade said, you're going to want to go see Segovia play if you can, not the AI impersonation of Segovia. I mean, the best it's going to be is Rich Little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when Rich Little's the best of anything, you're in trouble. But
I see it on a financial side too.
Well,
you know, these
clearly.
big productions and these big acts and everything, that takes X amount of time away from what they would have had to spend. So now instead of maybe spending 6, 7, 8 weeks trying to
Right.
come up with, you know, the music or the opening or this, you work AI, brings it down. You're just going to get projects done even faster if that's a collab.
yeah, I mean, there will be, you know, there will be naysayers that will say, well, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of trumpet players who are like, I'd like a job, please. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, imagine that you worked with AI to create a song, and then you hired musicians to play
Right,
it. That would be incredible.
No, I mean, yes, if you've got an all-star band put together of the best saxophonists and trumpets
With
and,
the best
you know,
ear, and they can just get in there.
and they're
Yeah.
reading something that was written by a computer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to bring their interpretation
Yeah.
to it, and it'll be better. But it's still, I mean, I'm
That's what-
more
but
than impressed.
That's what
Have you played
AI
that
can't
for-
do. Like you
Right.
just said, they interpret it a certain way, and AI doesn't have that heart and that soul and that moment
Yeah,
of
it's just-
what.
It's got something.
It's a
like
computer. But
so
it's as I said, it's kind of like an impersonator. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, somebody
Yeah.
that's doing a Bill Cosby impersonation, for example, to pick one of our favorite comedians, someone that's sitting there saying, "Oh, buy some pudding," you know, they don't. They're just doing an impersonation of what he did.
Right.
They're not coming up with it in the first
Right.
place. And that was a bad example, and we'll probably cut
But
it
no,
out,
I've seen
you know what
I've
I mean?
seen like shows, and they're like recreating, you know, say one of your favorite movies of all time, and then all of a sudden these actors are in the roles that you actually had
Yeah.
fallen in love with.
Well-
and I sit there in a theater going, nope.
Well, yeah,
Nope,
but I mean, but
because
it's also,
you already fell in love with
it's
that genuine
Beatlemania.
actor.
You know what I mean? It's Beatlemania. They're
Yeah.
doing impersonations of John, Paul, George, and Ringo, but they didn't write any of the music, or they didn't have
Exactly.
any of the genius that created it.
Yeah.
And I think AI just takes what you give it and spits out something that he thinks is the right thing,
Right.
which is fine. But I don't know what is. It's only been a couple of years. You know, what's it going to be like in a decade?
Well,
if
but
it
the other
doesn't
thing
take over the
about it
world?
is the curve is the exponential curve, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
So the more it continues to,
The more it will,
The more it
yeah,
climbs.
mass. And you know, as I said, when Skynet takes over, which
Yeah.
was a couple weeks
But
ago,
do you not have any
we're all
friends
dead.
or anybody around you, which I do? I have quite a few friends that are
I don't have any
already
friends.
saying things that I'm sick of AI. I'm tired of watching videos that are AI. I'm this and I. So do you feel AI could get to a point where people are like, okay, I've had enough of it. Give me something like it. Let's take music and jazz and everything. For example, we have vinyl. I still love vinyl. And then as the progression has gotten through to where we are nowadays in music, then all of a sudden, X amount of years ago, this resurgence to get vinyl again. Do you feel that AI could be that? It could top to a certain point, and then people are like, I've had enough of it. I'm bored. I want to feel old school again. I want to go back. And then it kind of,
I don't think it will ever go. I
Not
think
away.
that will happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think people will want to have a conversation like we're having.
Yeah.
Instead of talking. I mean, there are people now that have like AI girlfriends and AI
And
boyfriends
therapists.
and therapists and stuff.
a big
and
thing.
and I think that
the AI
that's going
therapist is
to.
always.
Yeah, but-
I could be an AI therapist.
But AI
yeah.
only has knowledge of what it can search for
Which is
that
everything.
humans have put into
Yes,
the
but
computers
they
and
can't.
this and that. But so they,
even though it's still an artificial brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's an
I-
artificial intelligence. It's not. It doesn't lack. Like we don't know why we think what we think at the time we're thinking it.
Right.
And I think that. So I think AI will be a big thing, but I don't think. And I think that people will say, "Oh yeah, I'm sick of it, and I just want to have a conversation with someone."
Right.
And not be. Not. But
Oh, here we
he's
go.
back again.
he's back into
Try
the
to find the
AI.
other one. That'd be
But
good.
Yeah.
but I don't think that I don't think it's like a danger to humanity or anything.
Yeah, I don't feel it dangerous. Is this the one I'm doing on tour? Yeah. So this is the one I actually have to shake my booty to.
Still sounds like a polka to me.
This is where my salsa comes in.
Wow. This is amazing. No royalties needed.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
You own the rights.
Nice.
I own the rights to it.
So
Is that
it's,
insane?
Yes, because then you can license it
Yeah.
to a TV show
Yeah.
and get the royalties. Holy moly.
look how excited he is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Go on with your salsa EDM self. Yeah, break it down there, Dragon.
Wow.
That's the crazy thing
I've
is that you
seen-
own the rights to it.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I mean, it's
It's mind blowing. Who are you asking if I played it to?
who?
Who
Penn.
Oh no, I haven't yet.
Oh, he'll flip.
Well, I don't want to. It might depress him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's easily depressed these days. I think it's the lack of protein.
Well,
Are we now like on the Housewives episode of Let's Talk About All?
let's put on some Laura Marling.
Oh my gosh.
As I've said many times, I know that a D minor seventh chord usually goes to a G chord, and that's the extent of my knowledge about life in general.
I know what an unresolved note is.
Unresolved note?
Yeah.
Well, I would tell you, but then I would have to
No, I
see. I didn't resolve it.
Yeah, I
right?
get it.
I used that word to my friend who's a musician, and he was very impressed that I
Ooh,
knew what an
nice.
unresolved note
Oh,
was.
wow, that's good. Well, there's
that's
certainly
it.
you've making progress. I mean, if we can.
But now I don't need to know.
No, now
I'm
you
a-
just tell me.
because I'm a composer.
Write a ridiculously pretentious rock song in the style
Yeah.
of U2. Oh, don't be happy.
Oh, Jonesy.
Right- right
a forgettable
I'm
fire.
going to get no sleep.
Write a depressing song in the style of every female singer I
Yeah.
like, and you'll have
Include something about fireplaces.
fireplaces and broken wine bottles.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up because we've taken up enough of your valuable time.
Are you gonna put this out, or are you just gonna tell AI, "Hey, can you do a podcast?"
You know what?
with
I
me
could do
and
a
Piff the Mad
just
Dragon?"
have AI do a podcast with Piff, but make him nice.
Yeah.
I know.
And Jade will stay human.
Seriously,
I like being
guys,
human.
enough of this. The frivolity has gone
Well,
on.
thank
for
you
far
very
too
much
long.
for your time, Jonesy.
Thank you
Where can
very
we hear
much
more
for
of
your
your
time.
stuff?
I think you should have me on your podcast because we can.
We're just gonna
continue this.
reuse this episode.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a great idea.
Oh, did you just do AI in real life by just recreating?
yeah, it
in
was just-
this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a
Okay.
podcast with Jonesy talking shit. But once again, you've been listening to the Stereo Image this week with the immortal, the
Hopefully not
enviable,
immortal.
you're going to be immortal. You're not.
Ugh.
You're going to live past 67. I'm going on the record right now.
I've seen enough.
No, you've not even seen anything yet.
I'm going to outlive him.
But well, clearly. But anyhow, it's been such a great pleasure and a joy to have the lovely and talented Jade Simone and Piff the Magic Dragon on the Stereo Image. And we'll do it again if they'll let me.
Yes, paradiddle out.
And we're trying to get the word out about the Big Stereo Image podcast. If you have a chance, please join our monthly email list over at thestereoimage.com or follow us on Instagram or Threads at the.stereo.image. Absolutely follow us. Don't even bother with the damn mailing list. Just follow us. Tell all your friends, too.